Hi everyone. Wow, what a friggin' long weekend it was up here. I honestly feel like we should start this video with a nice calming cup of tea or your drink of choice and a big deep breath because the energy has been insane. For a while last week I was like, yeah, things are lightening up, and then we had the full moon. Something was going on this weekend. Big time. Big shifts. Lots of kind of purging and clearing and cleansing, healing work for everybody, I feel. So before we get into anything, honestly, if you need to pause this video and go get a drink of, not go get a drink, but go get, a calming beverage, like tea or something herbal, and then come back and watch this video because I feel like it's really necessary to do so. So I'm going to take a sip right now. And I invite everyone to close your eyes with me for a minute and feel into your body, because this is just what I feel we should be doing. So close your eyes and take a huge breath, filling up your belly. It should be going out, and when you breathe out, your belly should be going back towards your spine. And we'll do that a couple more times. So breathe in and out. And one more time, breathing in and out. And grounding into the moment, accepting where we are, and remembering that it's perfect for the moment. Like I said, we had the full moon last Wednesday, but I really felt the intensity on the weekend. And I witnessed this for myself, and I also witnessed this in a lot of other people. And there was a lot of emotion coming up. And the people that I've never seen emotional in my life were emotional this weekend. And myself included. Like, I cried a lot this weekend, and it was just really unreal for me to see the, so-called emotionless people be emotional. And I think we always associate that with being strong, not feeling anything, being robotic. And I myself have had that within me for a long time as well. And something that I've learned and that I really noticed and witnessed within myself today was that, this weekend I was very conscious and I was very aware of where the hurt was lying within me and where it was stemming from and how I was being triggered. However, what I wasn't really aware of, but I'm kind of becoming more aware of now, after the fact, after this weekend, looking back, is that often I'm aware of where the hurt lies within me, but I often don't say it to someone directly, as in, this hurt me in this way, or this made me feel hurt, or, when we interacted in this way, or when, I don't want to start saying, when you did this, but, basically saying, this hurt me, this triggered me because, or in this way, and owning up to that hurt within myself and recognizing, where that stems from, because it really has nothing to do with the other people. Because the people that I love the most are often the people that trigger me. These are soulmates, these are friends, these are family members, these could be romantic partners or co-workers. We often go through the toughest stuff with the people that we love the most. Like, think about your family, think about your friends that you love the most, the people that you would do anything for. You have so much love for them and they have so much love for you, but they're often the people that, can really push your buttons and dig deep and touch your wounds and make you kind of freak out sometimes. And I think sometimes, it's really easy to just want to push them away and to push your emotions away. And I have realized that it's so important for me to say how I feel and to talk about, what's coming up for me and what hurt me, instead of being passive aggressive or kind of sending, snarky remarks towards them, which I was kind of doing over the weekend. It's a lot easier for everyone if I say, hey, this is how I feel, this really hurt me and this triggered me, and go from there. Because a lot of the times people don't realize that something they did affected you so much And it's not even them again. It's something that's trying to come out of you. We're always learning and growing, and I feel like this weekend a lot of people were being triggered by other people. Other people were being mirrors. They were bringing things to your attention, to my attention as well, of all these things that are inside that are trying to be released. They're trying to come out of us so we can grow, so we can move forward. And we truly can't move forward. I've said this a million times, but it's the truth. We truly can't move forward in any way if we keep holding on to all of this hurt. And if we keep being passive aggressive, and if we keep blaming other people for our problems. People will trigger you, and that's a beautiful thing. It truly is. It truly, truly is. And people will mirror things to you, and you may, start to become conscious of the fact that you are maybe repeating the same patterns over and over again, or there's that same belief system that, is kind of panning out in a lot of your relationships. And that's not anyone else's fault, and that's not your fault either. It's not about blaming anyone or blaming yourself. It's so important to be real and just to be with your emotions. And I think a lot of people are having to face their emotions, and I think it's a wonderful thing, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a clearing, cleansing thing to write whatever out, to have these conversations, to have heart-to-hearts, and to be honest with yourself, and to allow yourself to be emotional, because I think it's really, really important. With that being said, take some calming sips of tea or something. I think it's Mars that's going direct today. And over the past few months it's been in retrograde, so things have kind of been stagnant and stalling, and now it's time to go. Time to get moving, time to get focused, to feel what we need to feel so we can move forward. Really starting to complete projects, stuff like this. I'm going to use the daily guidance cards, and I'm going to pull one from the flower therapy deck just because I feel like it's a gentle deck and we can use a gentle message. So I'm going to focus here and see what comes up for us this week. But anyways, Mars is going direct, so lots of action is going to start to happen really, really rapidly, and I feel like over the next few months things are really going to start to take off. So that's why all this stuff is coming up now, because we have to deal with it in order to get things done, in order to make progress and move forward, and in order to be who we want to be and go where we want to go. We have to face these things that aren't so pretty sometimes, and that's okay. And also, I think within the next 2 weeks, Mercury is going to be going retrograde, and we know that brings up a lot of stuff for us. That can bring about some changes in travel. It's very much about going with the flow, because things will change last minute. Communication is key, and that's the focus over the next 2 weeks with Mercury going retrograde, and maybe even for the rest of this month and into June. Is basically what I was saying earlier. Pay attention to how you're communicating with people, because you can be very self-aware, which I would consider myself to be, which is fantastic. But are you making the connection? Are you bridging that gap between being self-aware and being able to communicate your needs and your feelings to people? Because they're really important to put together. Because you can be so self-aware and you can still be treating someone in a harsh way without even meaning to. Like, I feel like sometimes I say really hurtful things to people without directly being hurtful. Like, sometimes it'll be coming from a place where I feel really hurt, and like I said, maybe I'll say something like I'll basically jab somebody, that I really care about, kind of from an unconscious level, and not being conscious of the fact that, hey, I'm bringing them down and making them feel as bad as me because I'm hurting. It's not a conscious thought of, I am going to try to make these people feel bad, but I think sometimes if I'm really hurting and I'm not communicating properly and simply and saying, basically that hurt my feelings, like, go back to when you were a child and what you would say as a child. It's important to keep it simple and say, this hurt me, or I'm hurting because, or this happened and it really triggered me. It's so important to keep things simple and to express things to people in a simple way so they can understand, instead of taking the long way, around and the long way about, which is basically what I have noticed that I'm doing. And focusing too much on the situation instead of the simple root of things, which is, how I feel. So, for the beginning of this week, we have opportunity to forgive. How fitting! Forgiving yourself and forgiving others. I mean, really though, it's really about that. Even though people will trigger you and mirror things to you, and it's not easy and it's not fun work sometimes, focus on love, because love is always the core root of everything. All of this is happening for your growth and for the growth of others. And I'm telling you, most of the time people are operating from an unconscious level. Even people that are conscious, that are trying to live a conscious spiritual life, make mistakes. Even people like me can say something really hurtful to someone without meaning to. We all do it, and that's okay. So it's important to forgive ourselves and to forgive others for showing things to us, for showing us our darkness, and for showing us, where we need to do some work within ourselves. And it's not up to anyone else to heal us. It is our job to take responsibility for ourselves and our emotions and everything that we're going through. And really, like I said, it's a beautiful thing. It's not an easy thing all the time, I'm going to be honest. But it's truly a beautiful thing to have people in your life that show things to you, that mirror things to you, that basically guide you and, can channel things for you without them even being aware of it most of the time. They can show you through, acting out a certain situation. They will show you what's going on within you and what is calling you, what is, trying to get your attention, what is in you that you always ignore or don't want to look at because it's ugly or it's dark or you just don't want to go there because it's too hurtful. It's really important to feel these emotions out and to allow yourself to do that. So that's why, situations like this come up. For the middle of the week, we have acceptance. Again, it's just so fitting. Acceptance of what you feel. And we all feel crappy, shitty emotions, myself included. I cried a lot this weekend. A lot of people cried this weekend. And the only way to move forward is to accept what you feel. And how you feel is never wrong. And how other people feel is never wrong either. There's no right or wrong. There's no black or white. Everyone has their own perspective and everyone has their own opinion and their own feelings. But what I've noticed is that when I go the long way around and try to express myself without being simple, and anytime I try to express myself but I'm not being clear because I'm not being clear with myself, it takes people a lot longer to understand where I'm coming from, and it takes me a long time to get to a point of forgiveness and acceptance and peace inside. And after going through that, I was able to have another conversation with another person who kind of triggered me this weekend. And basically go another route, take another perspective, and try saying, this hurt me, like simple sentences. I'm not sure what that is, but something just fell down. Energy is moving like crazy. This is kind of weird. Anyway. The simpler you keep things within yourself and the simpler you keep things with others, the better. Use simple sentences, I am or I feel, honestly makes things so much easier for you and for everyone else. So try that out. And if you feel hurt, try expressing it instead of you made me feel this way or you did this or, any kind of thing like that doesn't help the situation. It doesn't help you find peace, and it takes a lot longer to get to the root and to get back to love and to get back to forgiving. So if you can be honest with yourself first, that's a good step to say, okay, I'm feeling hurt and this is stemming from this. Even if people don't need to always know the complete root of where something is coming from. That's not really their job to fully understand everything going on within yourself. But you can kind of, better express yourself if you keep things simple Say how you feel. You can mention it if you want, where that trigger stems from or why you think it triggered you, but essentially, this is about you accepting your own emotions and accepting where you are and accepting others for who they are and for what they do and for what they mirror and reflect you. And for the weekend, we have focus on service. So this is just about staying aligned with your truth and staying focused on giving to yourself and giving to others. And that's the main focus. It's the main focus of love and what your purpose is, what you love to do, what you're passionate about. Because that's what really matters at the end of the day. Because we're all love, we're all connected, and we're all here to help each other. We're all here to benefit each other. And we benefit each other the most, as we know, when we take care of ourselves. So, super important to take care of yourself, to get in tune with your emotions, to accept your emotions, to accept whatever you're going through right now and what other people are going through. And from there, to focus on taking care of yourself and focusing on what you love to do and how you can be of service to everybody here on the earth and also just out there in the universe. And the additional message of the week is time to decide. It says make a decision now so you can move forward. Again, we're moving forward. Things are coming up because we're trying to move forward. And it's almost time for things to move forward, like I said, with projects and stuff like this. With Mars going direct, a lot more action is going to be taking place over the next little while. But in order to do that, we need to feel everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's all perfect. It's all beautiful. It's all here to help us grow and heal. It really is. And it's time to decide what we need to let go of, what you want to let go of, and what you want more of, what you want to manifest. And the only way we can create anything new, again, is just by clearing out this old stuff. So do whatever it is you need to do. And you don't have to do everything in one day. Take it one day at a time. Take extra time to breathe. If you feel like you need to go for more walks, go do that. If you feel like you need to cry, then cry. Whatever comes up for you, try your best to allow it, to accept it, to forgive yourself, to forgive others. That's what this week is all about. It's pretty intense, but we can get through this. We really can. And we're all really trying to start this new way of life. And we're getting there, one step at a time. So everything is perfect. Remember that you are exactly where you need to be right now, and so is everyone else. We're all perfectly on our path. We're all healing. And at the core of everything is love. Period. If anyone ever wants to contact me, you can still do so at justines.stream@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy to read anything that you have to share with me, and I would love to share things with you as well. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will see you next week. Hang in there. You're doing a great job. Let's move forward. Let go of what we don't need. Let's hit Windows. Surrender. Ask the angels for help. Ask whoever you feel guided to for help. And help is available. Remember that. Have a great week. Bye.